What's up, guys? Welcome back. Before we jump right into my trade where I made $69,000 on a one night swing on Amazon, just want to give you a quick reminder to hit the like, comment, subscribe button. I appreciate all the love, guys, especially since I haven't done actual videos, just, kind of the live streams. I appreciate it very much. We're just growing absolutely tremendously. And I appreciate all the love. I never imagined this when I first started doing this. So, I definitely appreciate it. So if you can leave me a comment, some feedback on what kind of topics you want to see, I'll definitely make a video for you, or even help you out. Shoot me a DM, and I can help you out with your trading as well. So, but yeah, to jump right in here into my trade, this is Thinkorswim, and you guys know I love Thinkorswim for my charting, right? So what I was looking at, I'm not going to zoom out any further, but we had a really strong push here on Amazon on back on the 13th, so on the 13th of April, which was last Monday. So and it had been kind of creeping up, right? So if you go and you kind of put this, I'm gonna go ahead and start this, and then if you kind of go backwards, you can see where it had been creeping up and kind of just going sideways for a little bit. You see on this bigger time frame, we got some TTM dots right here. And then we just kind of exploded out on that 13th right there. So to come back into here, I started taking this trade, and I'm going to let you guys in a little secret. This is a huge thing that I've been using in the room is a new tool that I'm using called Flow Algo. So what Flow Algo does is it shows sweeps or equity blocks of dark pool orders that are on the actual market. So this is the way that smart money or big money tries to hide their position sizing. So whenever, like for instance, like on options, you don't want to be hitting the same market maker, the same route, all in the same within a small period of time. You want to go ahead and get filled as big as possible. So what they do is they send the orders through all the exchanges, and then it fills them all at the same time. And then Flow Algo actually shows this. So just to go ahead and show here, guys. So this is Flow Algo. And this is the way that it looks here. So she talks to, but since it's after market hours, it won't do it right now. So if we go back, you can see all this Amazon, we call this bull flow. So all these calls that were being bought on Amazon. And you can see this size in here where it's 1.3 million, 269,000, 500,000, this big position sizing that's coming in, right? And then you get into Monday, and it was going off. So you see on Monday, like at the open, I don't think it shows, yeah, so not right at the open, 944, 947, 1012, it just kept on going off, saying, these big position sizes that someone is taking these bets at 2100, 2080 calls, 2070 calls, 2150, like, way outside the money and very big size, where they were pretty confident that the equity, the underlying Amazon was going to make it to that point. And if you look at these expiration dates, they're this week's expiration dates. The previous week, they were the same week's expiration dates. So they're really confident, like throwing this big money around, trying to get filled on this so that they would be able to make money on the equity moving up. So you can see the equity blocks right here as well. So this is a little bit further back, but it's been nothing but buying here. So I seen this here. Kept on hearing it, saying Amazon, 2250 calls, 417 expiration. And it just kept on going off all morning. So I was looking, Amazon's a little bit expensive to go ahead and play, right? So I missed this opening move up. So I missed this opening move up right here. And I was just, I wasn't really expecting it to move like that, to be 100% honest. So when it got down to the 2060 round level right here, where I could see that it was holding a little bit of support, I went ahead and based off of the Flow Algo, I felt very confident. Basically what you're doing is you're riding the coattails of the smart or the big money so that you're able to go ahead and position yourself on the same side of the trade to ride that trend or ride that wave, right? So I wanted to go ahead and get some of the action that this big and smart money was getting So I wanted to go ahead and get in with them. So around in this area is when I got some 2080 calls. So you can see here on Twitter, I was already calling out right here. So Amazon, so much bull flow. Like I was, trying to alert out there that, Amazon was good for a long, to buy calls. And then Amazon, 2150, 2100 over and over again. I was just alerting. And then at the end of this is my P&L for the end of the day. So using the Flow Algo and trying to use a little bit of technical indicators here. So when it came back and held support and started pulling away again, I used that as confirmation to go ahead and get in the trade. I got my 2080s, and then I once it got to 20, I think I sold up into the spike here, and then once it started pulling back, I got out. So I got out right here, and it was a really nice trade. I made 11,550, as you could see on this on that trade, the 2080s. And then obviously I traded Tesla and Netflix that day as well. And and as you see, like it took, it was three trades, 3 kills, and I just absolutely nailed it, right? But then I kind of left it alone, and I posted I posted this here on Twitter as well, showing there's just all this bull flow that's coming in through the afternoon. So you could see here, so 304, 302, 230, all this bull flow that's still coming in. Like, and keep in mind, guys, we are over, it opened up at 2040, right? And we are up over at this point. So if we're going at that time of day, right? So probably around right here or so, we are over 100 points, almost 100 points above where Amazon actually opened. So we're pretty well extended then at that point. So, but then I started seeing, some other contracts that were coming up a lot higher. So like, so then I started, retweeting here, Will Mead. This is a new follow for me. He's really cool. If you guys want to follow him, he puts out a lot of value. So there's this buyer at 2000 Tesla 417 700 700 calls right here. So there was a big order there at 2000, and I was like, well, if he's that sure it's gonna get to 2000, I want some of that action. Let me go ahead and get some of that. And so I started seeing where Amazon was coming down, and it was holding in this area. So it came down, held up, in the same area right here. So I reloaded my calls. I got 2250 calls. So these are my Amazon calls, 2250 right here. I got 25 of them at 2140. And this was not a small trade for me, guys. This took 50,000, 53,000 or something like that away from my equity, from my account, in order for me to buy these calls. So it was not a small feat. Like I could have went and bought a nice car with what I bought with these contracts for. And so I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and grab your balls and let's do some work. So we're gonna go ahead and follow on the Flow Algo. We got the technical pattern that I'm liking here, where it's holding above this area here for the 2130 or so. I liked where it was basing out and showing some compression right here. We were getting some counter dots right here, so yeah, I like the counter dots that were coming in. And then based on the Flow Algo, like I was saying, if you come back into here on the 13th, you just keep on seeing it over and over again. So even up to January, they're taking 3,200 calls. So you see the same expiration, 424, 417, just hammering them. A bunch of people buying these, and I'm like, if they're that sure that it's gonna go up, my little bit of money that I'm going to make is, not anything, like, you know what I mean? So I might as well follow the smart and the big money because they know what they're doing. So when you're making this plan, right? So I always like to have at least three things that line up. So three, whether it be technical, fundamental, whatever, I like to have 3 reasons to get in a trade. So in this instance, I had the pattern here. I had the pattern here on Amazon. So I had this base that I like, right? This compression where it was just moving sideways and it was holding above. So I like that. I had the technical pattern that I like. I had I had the Flow Algo that was telling me to get the fuck in and, just take as much as you could. So there's lots of call buying on the Flow Algo, right? Also, if you're just thinking outside the box and everyone is quarantined right now, everyone's staying at home, everyone is getting their merchandise from Amazon. Everyone is ordering from Amazon. They have earnings within the next week or so. They're probably going to way outperform those earnings. So of course, it's probably a good buy, with everything that's going on in the world. And all those three things lined up gave me that conviction to be able to go and take this trade. And I just pretty much, I took the trade, guys, and I shut it off. Like I couldn't look at it. It was really hard for me to look at it. And, I was really worried about it. And I just, kind of set my alerts on, the price targets. And as it went along, I moved the trailing stop with it. And by the end of the day, and I was giving my play-by-play. I was giving my play-by-play here on Tesla. Here on Twitter. So I said, started Amazon 2250 calls for April 24th expiration. So I did not get the same week. I did not get 17s like they were. I wanted to give myself a little bit more of a buffer with that theta. So I got the next week's expiration, which made it a little bit more expensive, but I felt I was mitigating my risk a little bit more by doing that. So then my original plan was to hold into earnings. So at the end of the day that day, I posted my P&L. This is the way that I ended the day at the end of the when the bell closed. I ended up $26,125. And guys, to be able to hear that, be able to see this and not close it out and then hold it overnight was just nuts. It was really hard to be up that much and just say it's not enough. So then the next morning, I wake up really early and I see that, we had came and we gapped up. So we came and we have this nice gap up here in the pre-market. So you could see where it just, started climbing here and very, very nice. So then we had a little bit of bad news or something happened to where the market dipped, on the SPY dipped. And so I was originally up 80 some thousand or something like that, just from the initial, and I couldn't get filled. And I wanted it to hold in this level. You can see my Fibonacci line and for it to continue to go up. And like I said, my original goal was for my original profit target was 2,200. And I thought it was going to get there by earnings. I didn't think it was going to happen in 2 days. And so it got to 2250, which were actually at the money for my strike, right? So 2250. I actually ended up selling here on this little push. So when it pushed up, I got some liquidity here through the volatility. I sold here at 2210 or so. I sold it little by little, and then I kind of kicked myself in the ass because I should have re-added or just how to I would have been up million, at least a million, if I held to 2400 where it's at right now. So what it could have, should have, I took my profit and so this is the way that it came here. So I did a little bit of analysis here. If you follow me on Twitter, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. My name is New Age Wall Street, just ST at the end on Twitter. And then so then I came the next day, it opened, I closed it out here. So like I said, I wanted that 6-figure day, 100,000. And I tried holding for it. Like I said, I was up 80 some at some point, and I just thought it was better just to go ahead and get rid of it. So 69,775 is what that came out to. And I owe all of it mostly to this Flow Algo tool, guys. And so I'm actually now, the New Age Wall Street Room is now an affiliate for Flow Algo, and this is basically trading on steroids. It is almost like cheating, guys. This is absolutely nuts. I absolutely love it. Two members in my room have had their biggest trades to date using the Flow Algo now in the room. One of them made a $9,000 trade on Amazon. The other one made a $4,000 or $5,000 trade. And it works pretty nice here, guys. So if you go to the dashboard basically it just alerts tickers as they come in for those big call sweeps and or excuse me, big option sweeps in either way. So there's a lot of selling today. So a lot of puts. But this is showing you where that big money is positioning themselves, the smart money is positioning themselves. So then it gives you a chance whenever you have some technical indication to give you that confidence to go ahead and enter the trade that you are correct on the trade, that it's gonna trend in your favor because someone knows something that you don't know. And that's something that happens. Just to go ahead and show this real quick on and this is going to make the video longer than what I wanted it to be, but if you're looking at Boeing and we go back a little bit further, so on this day right here, which is the 16th, on Monday, oddly enough again, it came down and then it was holding like this base right here. And then you could see if I go ahead and put Boeing into the Flow Algo, give me a second. So so you could see here on the 16th, you could just see this 145s calls all day long. So all day long, these 145 calls were coming in, and I wanted some of that action. They seemed pretty convicted that this was gonna work out in their favor, but I just couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. We got this drop, and it was just slowly going down. We had this little bit of base, and this is actually where I started getting in the position right here. I think actually on this curl up, and once it came and it broke these lows right here, I got out. I was like, you know what, just better safe than sorry. Those guys, what if they're wrong? And then later on, after hours, they actually released news that this is the way that they were going to start production of their planes. So they're going to let their workforce go back to work the next day. So so it moved up to 145. Those were so whoever held those calls overnight made some really good money, and I chickened out and got out right here. And so what this is mostly done for, guys, is for the insider trading, because with insider trading, if you're caught insider trading with equities, it's very hard for you to go ahead and show otherwise. With options, it's kind of a gray area. It's not necessarily legal. So all the smart money that has that insider information, they trade and they put these sweeps on in the options market. And then we're able to, as retail traders, we're able to follow along with them using tools like Flow Algo. So I'm going to put a link down below. If you guys want to sign up and use Flow Algo, I am an affiliate with them now. It's like $38 for a 2-week trial, which, I mean, even I bought a yearly subscription with them, and that even then it's like $1,000 and some. I've already paid for it like for 10 years, guys. So definitely a great deal. I do definitely encourage you to sign up and use the Flow Algo with my link. Just use the link, sign up, and then you could go ahead and just and see where that big money, that smart money is positioning itself. So then you're able to follow along. But I just wanted to go over that, my big trade here on Tesla, or excuse me, so used to having my big trade on Tesla where I had 104,000. You guys go watch that video. I'll put a link up here, right here, where you guys could see my $104,000 trade on Tesla. But this was Amazon I made this trade on, and you could see here that so $69,775, guys. So just to put that into perspective, guys, like I mean, most bachelor's degrees don't even make this much in a year, and I made it in overnight. So I'm definitely very truly blessed. I appreciate all you guys who like and watch my videos. Like I said, make sure you leave me some feedback, comment, subscribe, bell notifications. I go live every Friday and trade if you want to join us. On Sunday, I do the stockcast, I do analysis, and we get ready for the trading week if you want to join us. So you could definitely go ahead and follow along. All right. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And also, our memberships right now for the year is $179. That is going to be going up sometime soon. I'm redoing the website. So make sure, if you do want to sign up and you want to learn how to make these big trades like we do on Tesla, Amazon, etc., that you do sign up now. It's only $179 for a year, which is like $15 a month. It's absolutely crazy. But well, so that's about it, guys. I definitely appreciate you. You guys take it easy. We'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay money biased.